All right, so next we're looking at a circle. We're looking at the circle. This says a circle is a closed plane shape in which all points on its borders are the same distance from a fixed point within the border of the circle, which is called the center. So a circle is a flat shape so that every point on the border is called the circumference. Every point on the border is a fixed distance from a point within the circle, which is called the center of the circle. All right. These are the different parts of a circle. Parts or components of a circle. By letter, A is the radius, and the radius is any line that is drawn from the center of the circle to the circumference, which is the border. B is the diameter. The diameter is a straight line that passes through the center of the circle that touches the circumference at 2 points. C is called a chord. It's like the diameter, but it doesn't pass through the center. All right, but it also touches, it goes across the circle and touches the circumference at 2 points. Then we have D is called a segment. E is called a sector. F is called an arc, and O is the center of the circle. Guys, the radius is any point, any straight line that is drawn from the center of the circle to the circumference, which is the border. The radius is a half the length of the diameter. The diameter is a straight line that is drawn through the center of the circle. So this is very important. The diameter always passes through the center of the circle and touches the circumference at 2 points. The diameter is twice the length of the radius. All right. The circumference is the enclosing border of the circle. The circumference is the enclosing border of the circle. The formula for the area of a circle, area is equal to pi r squared. Pi there is a Greek letter, and pi is approximately equal to 3.142 or 22/7. So we can't really write or state the exact value of pi. We can only say pi is approximately equal to this. Now, the circumference of a circle, C, is equal to 2 pi r, or it is equal to pi times the diameter. It's equal to 2 pi r, or it's equal to pi times the diameter. All right, let's turn the page. All right, so example 9 says calculate the area and circumference of the following circles. So we have 3 circles. We're to calculate the area and the circumference. Let me do the last one. So the area of a circle, and we're told for this question that pi is equal to 22/7. So whenever you're doing a question that has circles in it, most times the examiner would give you the value for pi. So the area of the circle is pi r squared. Pi is 22/7. The radius, this is the radius, is 3.5, which is the same as saying 3.5. So 3.5 is the same as saying 3.5, which is the same as saying 7/2. Do you agree? Help me know.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So it's pi times the radius square. So it's radius, which is 7/2, times radius, which is 7/2. All right, 7 cancels 7. 2 into 22 goes 11 times. So the answer this year is what? 77/2. The final answer is 38 1.5 centimeters square. All right, next, we're asked to calculate the circumference, which is equal to 2 pi r. Circumference is sort of like another word for perimeter of the circle, or the perimeter of the circle. The length of the perimeter of the circle is called the circumference. So this is 2 times 22 over 7, which is pi, times the radius, which is 7 over 2. 7 cancels 7, 2 cancels 2. The circumference is 22 centimeters. Guys, what I just did for C, please do the same for A and B. Calculate the area and the circumference of the circles. Please do the same for A and B. All right, so let's have a look at A. The area is equal to pi r square. Pi is 22 over 7. The radius is 7 times 7. Radius square means radius times radius. 7 cancels 7. 22 times 14 is 154. And this is centimeters square. The circumference, which is sort of like the perimeter, is 2 pi r. So it's 2 times 22 over 7 times r, which is 7. So this is 2 times 22, which is 44 centimeters. For B, again, the area is pi r square. This is 22 over 7. The radius, everybody can see here, is 14 times 14. U cancels U, 2. There are 2 times. So it's 2 times 22 times 14. I think this is 616. This is 616 meters square. All right. I don't need to, here's something that I could point out to you. We doubled the radius. It was 7. Now we'll move it to 14. We double the radius, but the area is actually multiplied by 4. So here we double the radius, but the area is actually multiplied by 4. It's just something I'm pointing out. It's something that you can think about, that if you double the dimensions of a shape, what you'll actually do is increase the radius. The radius would be increased, sorry, the area would be increased 4 times. Or if you double the dimension, the area would be 4 times as large. All right, so the circumference is equal to 2 pi r is 2 times 22 over 7, which is pi, times r, which is 14. 2 into this, 7 into this goes 2. And 2 times 22, this is 88, and this is meters. All right, it's 88 meters. So if you double the dimensions, if you double the dimensions of a shape, the area is going to become 4 times as large, and the circumference or the perimeter is just going to simply be doubled. The perimeter will be doubled, but the area becomes 4 times as large. All right, turning the page. So the first part is...
For 1 minute, please.
All right, so example 10 says the area of a circle is 314 centimeters square. We're asked to calculate the radius of the circle. So this is what I would say I normally say to students. You would write the formula for area that includes radius. So the area of a circle is pi r square, and this is equal to 314. So I write the formula, and I'm going to put in what I know. Pi is 3.14 times the radius square is equal to 314. And my objective, so all I simple I put in pi because I know what pi is. I know what pi is, I know what the area is. What I don't know is the radius. So all I need to do now is to find what the radius is. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3.14. And when I do, I'm going to get that the radius square is equal to 100. The opposite of square is square root. So r is the square root of 100. Therefore, r is 10 centimeters. So the radius of this circle is 10 centimeters. Now that I know what the radius is, I'm asked to calculate the circumference. Now the circumference C is equal to 2 pi r. So this is 2 times pi, which is 3.14 times r, which is 10. All right. So this looks to me like it is 62.8, and the unit for the circumference is centimeters. Guys, what I just did for A, I want you now to move on and do for B. In B, we're told that the area of a circle is 616 centimeters. We're asked to calculate the radius of the circle. And then I believe you're also going to be asked to calculate the circumference. Please do B and type your answer in the chat. All right, so let's have a look at B. So for B, we're told that the area of the circle is 616 centimeters square. We're asked to calculate the radius. So the area, which is pi r square, is equal to 616. So 22 over 7 times r square is equal to 616. So 22 r square over 7 is equal to 616. If I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, I would cross multiply. So therefore, 22 r square is equal to 7 times 616. All right, divide both sides by 22. And I'm going to get that r square is equal to, so it's 7 times 616. Divide by 22. This is 196. The opposite of square is square root. So r is the square root of 196. R is 14 centimeters. R is 14 centimeters. Now that I know that what the radius is, the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So that is 2 times 22 over 7 times the radius, which is 14. 7 to this 1, 7 to 14, 2. The answer here is 88 centimeters. All right, so C says, for C, we're given the, this says the area of a circular plot of land is that. Calculate the radius of the plot of land. This should probably be a decimal here, not a comma. It should be a decimal point. All right. Then we're to calculate the distance around the plot of land. It's essentially the same thing as the two questions we did before. You can do that in your spare time. This now, so let's go for D. D says the circumference of a plot of land, sorry, the circumference of a circle is 88 meters. We're to calculate the radius of the circle. All right, now I already know that the answer here is 14. That's not important to me. What is important, I need for you to work it out. Even if you know what the answer is, I need for you to work it out. Because a time is going to come when you don't know the answer and you're going to have to do the calculation. So here for D, we're told that the circumference, which is 2 pi r, is equal to 88. And we're asked to calculate the radius. So let's put in the fact that this is 2 times pi, which is 22, over 7 times the radius, which I don't know, and this is equal to 88. Multiply everything over to the left. The numerator, 2 times 22 times r is 44r. 1 times 7 times 1 is 7, is equal to 88 over 1. If I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, I would cross multiply. So 1 times 44r is 44r, is equal to 7 times 88. I'm going to divide both sides by 44. And when I do, I'm going to get r is equal to 2 times 7 is 14 meters. Go ahead, Kayla. Go ahead, Kayla.
Can you please check your chat?
Sure, no problem. All right, guys, I just did D. Take note of it. Then I want you to do E. I want you to do E. All right, so E says that the distance around a circular area is 132 meters. So everybody should remember that the distance around a circle is called a circumference. So in a sense, we are given the circumference. The circumference is 132 meters, and we're asked to calculate the radius of the area. So the circumference, which is 2 pi r, is equal to 132. So now let's put in the fact that this is 2 times pi, which is 22 over 7, times r is equal to 132. So up top we have 44r over 7 is equal to 132 over 1. If I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, I want to get rid of the fractions. I'm going to cross multiply. So 44r is equal to 7 times 132. I won't bother to work that out. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 44. When I do, I'm going to get that r is equal to, this goes into this 3 times, and 3 times 7 is 21. And the unit is meter. So the radius is 21 meter. All right, so F says a piece of wire of length 66 meters long is used to form a circle. So this is a very, very long piece of wire because it's 66 meters. So this is used to form a circle. So the blue thing that you're seeing here all right, I'm gonna put it together, look like a circle. So the blue thing you're seeing here, the blue line, that is what? This is my piece of wire. And this piece of wire was used to form a circle. The length of the wire is 66 meters. That's the length of the wire. So the length of the wire, which was used to form a circle, is 66 meters. Guys, the length of the wire, since it's the wire that formed the circle, and the length of the wire is 66, it means the circumference of the circle is 66. Do you agree? Help me know. The blue line I'm seeing here is wire. But the blue line that we're seeing here is wire. But the blue line is the circumference. So since the blue line, which is the wire, is 66 meters, it means that the circumference of the circle is 66 meters. So the circumference, which is 2 pi r, is equal to 66 meters. 2 times 22 over 7 times r is equal to 66. So 44 over 7r is equal to, 44r over 7. R over 7 is equal to 66 over 1. Cross multiply and we get 44r is equal to 7 times 66. Divide both sides by 44. And we get r. 2 into this goes what? Or I could say 4. 4 into this goes 11. 4 into this goes 1, and remainder, no, 4 can't go into that. So let's go for 2. Or simple, just use my calculator and work it out. No matter the stress. So this is.
Could use 11, 44 and 11 into 66.
All right, that was smart. But as I said, reach a point now, I'm going to use my calculator. So it is 7 times 66 divided by 44. The answer is R is equal to 10.5 meters. Now, guys, the same piece of wire. What is the length of the wire, guys? The same piece of wire is what? The length, the same piece of wire is used to form a square. What is the length of the wire? Help me know.
66 meters.
66. So the same piece of wire now is used to form a square. All right, and let me ask you, what is the perimeter of the square equal to?
Sorry, 66.
66 meters. Because the wire, what we're seeing here is the wire, and the length of the wire is what? The length of the wire is this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. The length of the wire here is the perimeter of the square. So the perimeter of the square, which is 4 times the length, is equal to 66. If I divide both sides by 4, I'm going to get that the length of one side is L is 1, and remainder 1. So this is 16 meters. And then now we're asked to calculate the area of the square. And so the area of the square would be length times length, which is 16 times 16. I don't remember what this is. I think it's 250 something. Am I correct? 256? I'm not so sure. 16 times 16. I am correct. This is 256, and this is meters square. All right. It will be 256 meters square.